What's going on, everyone? I want to start doing video journals of some of my trades every single week. Um, so I'm going to recap all of the trades that I took the past week. Um, it actually really wasn't that many trades. It was only one trade. Uh, and it actually wasn't a winning trade. It was a losing trade. It was somewhat of a scratch, but I think it's good to talk about. But I want to get into the habit of sharing not just winning trades but losing trades so people can see what I'm doing, apply the good things, learn from the bad things, the things that need work. Um, and I just want to do it in like a totally like transparent format. So let me talk about my idea for this Bitcoin short. I was watching this Bitcoin range, and this is where price is currently. So I think of this as kind of lower range. This is upper range. We broke out and we kind of made another range up here. My idea for the short was deviation, acceptance back down, and then back down here to these prior range highs. And the idea did work out. My execution of it didn't, though, and I want to share that. I was very close to getting this correct, but the price just got away from me a little bit. So let me delete these yellow lines. And let me just zoom back to the execution stage, and let's go in on the 1 hour. So I had an idea after it made its second tap of this level that this was forming a range. I didn't want to get short immediately on a retest. I really wanted to see this sweep because I knew there would be lots of stop losses up here above this initial wick. And again, this was a really meaty demand zone. The 78, 97 and above level, if you were looking on Trading Light or any of those like order flow, resting limit order platforms, you can see how many bids there were up here. So I was watching price come into this level, and then here it was. I think if you shorted this wick, you would have been like, "Oh, this is so great," and then you would have been blown out. But once it was blown out here, I said, "All right, as soon as this comes back down below, I want to be short of this, and I want to target just simply this next level down. And then who knows, maybe this will keep going down further, and it can be an even bigger winner." But just drawing this up right here, this trade right here, after I saw this wick, was 2.4 hours, so really not shabby at all. And one of the things that I've been doing more and more of that I think is a great habit is some creating some type of invalidation line, meaning if your trade goes off sides in the wrong direction, you can get out of it quickly for a pretty small loss and then get back into it later if it goes back your direction. So that was my plan really with this. And let me kind of show you what happened. And I'll even zoom in further on the 15 because this is what I was looking at when I was executing this trade. And more thoughts on the trade. Like I was looking at my moving average cloud and it was starting to get chopped up and moving sideways, meaning I was kind of confident that the direction might finally be turning. And then also like more confluence for this trade. My higher time frame stochastics have been really overbought for a while. So these are fantastic like indicators of tops and bottoms. This was a very long daily cycle here as it was blowing up and up and up and up and up and up. But if you look down here, this daily this is a double smooth stochastics. That's the indicator, but it's similar to stochastic RSI or anything like that. But if you look at it, like very clean on this bottom here, coinciding with this bottom. This peak here was very clean with this top. It's very good in the extremes. When it gets a little bit more choppy down here, like when it doesn't go to like the very top or very bottom and make these like bright colors on the indicator, it's not as good. But I was pretty confident here that this was starting to look very overbought. So I've just been kind of waiting and watching. And again, as I said, like this was the only trade I took this week. I've been very inactive. I've just been waiting for this. And zooming back to the 15, we have the trade idea. So let's see. Okay, this is where I got in this trade. So I saw it make a lower low here. So I was watching this. This was the low. I said, okay, it made a lower low, and then I hit my limit order. So I said, hey, okay, place limit order here. Boom. And I had my invalidation point here. So I said, hey, I really, really want to cut this very quickly if this goes the wrong way, and then I want to get back into it if it eventually goes the right way. Because I mean, look, Bitcoin has been super strong. It's gone up much faster and higher than I think anyone really anticipated after all this Trump FUD and tariffs. Like I think this easily could have popped back up if I didn't invalidate this trade and cut it quickly. But let's see what happened here. And then here I would have cut it. So honestly, with this candle, I cut it. It came back down. I was like, oh, like, what's this going to do? And then it went higher. So at this point, I was like, okay, I'm glad I cut this. And I'm watching and I'm waiting and I'm saying, okay, when can I get back in? And candidly, I was watching this and I was saying, all right, I want to see it make a lower low from here, and then I'll replace my limit order bids at like 27,132. That was what I said. So I said, great. So I think it was here actually. Yeah, so it made a lower low here. I had an alert set. So boom, I said, okay, great. I think this is going to break down again. I replaced this limit order and watch what happened. This is so painful. I was right on this trade and I just missed it. This high here was 97, 115. My order was 97,132. So I missed it by $17. So I missed a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Bitcoin short by $17, which is insane. I mean, what's the percentage on that? I missed it by 2 basis points, 0.02%. Horrible. It's just unlucky, just variance. Sometimes you get good variance, sometimes you get bad variance. But let's see what happens on this trade. Let's just go back to the 15, or maybe the 1 hour. 1 hour. So I miss my entry. I think I'm going to get it. I don't love chasing with market orders, but this really just kind of went right after I missed it. Kind of beautiful. And then my target was this old range high here. Boom. So it would have hit, yeah, it would have probably hit, yeah, very early on Sunday, which is today. So, yeah. And then right now, this would looks like it's getting some continuation. So now we're back to the present. So I guess in hindsight, I am happy I had the idea and like the discipline both to identify the trade, but also to like be strict and cut my trade early when I thought it was invalidated and wait for the reentry. And then I feel like I actually executed well. I mean, missing the trade by $17 on Bitcoin, 2 basis points. I don't necessarily even think of that as like a failure to execute or like whatever. I think that, you know, this is kind of like a we'll get them next time type thing. Right now on Bitcoin, I would have told you before this second candle that I probably wouldn't have been like had a bias going into the day or tomorrow, because today is Sunday. I'm recording this on Sunday. I'm going to release it on Monday. I candidly don't 100% know, because I think this is where the CME gap is right now. Yeah, so obviously this isn't open yet, but I think this just hit the CME gap. Or, excuse me. No, sorry, this is open. It created a small gap. So maybe the small gap gets filled. So there's kind of two trains of thought. There's a gap here, and now it just created a gap here. So is it going to refill this gap, or is it going to go down here further to this gap? We'll find out. But I think from like a trade and execution standpoint on Bitcoin, um, I gotta candidly, I think, lean a little bearish here. Um, I could see something like this. We get a Monday open, boom, 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 retest, maybe even sweep. This would be my favorite setup. We sweep this little high here, which is also a weekly level. Oh, my mouse is lagging. Sweep this, come back down. I would trigger here, stop here, and I would target at least here. It's probably like a 2 or 3 hour trade. And if you wanted to, you could even kind of hold it for longer and see if we get a further bigger breakdown. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, you could maybe even target a bigger breakdown. And look, at the same point, like if this went above here, maybe I would cut, or like I have to think about this a little bit more, but maybe I'd have like some kind of invalidation line like I have up here. Maybe it would be this second line. So trigger here, invalidation here. And if we were to come back up here and show more bullish market structure, maybe retest this high again with the weekly level, maybe it's a long. I mean, maybe this totally V reverses and we go back up to this range high here. I'd stop here, create another like 2 or 3 hour trade, just playing this level. Those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. I hope everyone has a great trading week and have a great day. Thanks.